The Idaho Secretary of State is in town to take us on a tour of local election offices. And the purpose of this tour is to show us what measures are in place to ensure our elections are secure. Here's a look at the Bingham County Elections Office and some of the features they have to enhance election security.
This is our zero report showing that there's no voters right now. So you are our first voter, so you are our witness. So we're going to open up our DS200, show you that everything is zeroed out, or there's nothing in our ballot box here.
All polling locations, the first voter has to validate that the ballot box is empty.
I will sign this saying that the first voter witnessed, and then he will print and sign saying that everything was zeroed.
One of the great things shifting from the paper poll books to the e-poll books is this walks the poll worker through the process so that they get it right. They can look up a voter. So I clicked on just the lookup and saying what type of identification did they show. Here's the approved forms of identification by law in Idaho. So it's also guiding, like, right? So we select their driver's license, continue. Here we can do a manual search, so we could look me up in the process. So you show driver's license. So what's neat about these is it'll pull up this camera, like you saw her earlier. And so just by scanning the barcode on the back of a driver's license, it'll pull up the voter's record and information.
State your name and address for me.
Phil McGrane, 1473 North 1000 East, Shelley, Idaho.
Okay, now I will issue you a ballot here. And this is our ballot on demand. So now we don't have ballots here. This just prints what ballot they are assigned.
The machines are all run through and tested to make sure the proper number of votes are assigned. That happens both. They do it internally to make sure it's all working, and then there's a public logic and accuracy test that media, candidates, anybody can show up to.
The public count now is 1, because he just voted, and the protective count is how many ballots have been through this machine. At the end of the day, they'll close the polls and they'll take this out, and then we have 2 people bring that media back so we can put it into our computer for results.
So a voter is not eligible to vote. Advise the voter they have previously voted. So you guys just watch me vote, so I can't vote twice.
Once the votes are cast, here's what election workers see on their end.
This tells if their printer is connected, if they're connected to the internet or not, if it's up and going. A great instance where this is super useful is just the very beginning of the day. So now you can actually see, you're like, okay, are they up, ready to go? And if you see it's 5 minutes to 8 and they don't look like they're quite ready, you can pick up the phone and like help walk them through and nudge them along. This ballot inventory, being able to see this is a huge improvement because ballots are expensive. Like monitoring this kind of thing becomes huge to be able to predict and send out additional ballots to the polls. It is interesting both with the e-poll book, so they're tracking it, also the implementation of like the precinct scanners, is you get to see things like time of day. We've always kind of known when it's busiest, like first thing in the morning, end of the day. Now we know in detail when people are showing up to vote. We've actually been able to use that to help like influence participation in the election.
Of course, if you have questions or concerns about how things are handled at your local election office, you can give them a call. Here's a graphic that shows numbers of elections offices where you live. In Idaho Falls, I'm Rhett Nelson, EastIdahoNews.com.